Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, where I am feeling very brave because I'm looking at a GDC puzzle grid here, and it's a chaos construction. Now, chaos construction puzzles are typically very difficult. GDC puzzles are typically very difficult. Match the two, what do you get? You get 3 elephants in the grid and a terrible load of fear on my part. There's also camel steps. Well, I'll explain what's going on in a moment. Don't forget that on Patreon, on the 1st of the month, we're going to have the rather brilliant Are You My Mama Sudoku Hunt by the PBN Institute. Japanese sums with a twist. They are liar puzzles. You can see the solution videos to the last month's Sudoku Hunt by Blobs. You can get crossword videos, connections videos, long Sudoku solves. There's loads on Patreon, and it is well worth your time and trouble and money. And also, of course, so are SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD and our merchandise and all of our apps. They do not feature chaos construction, don't worry, but they do feature all sorts of brilliant puzzles, and many of the greatest names in Sudoku have contributed, including to the Fog of War app, which is the latest one out. Do check it all out. Right, let's have a look at the rules of Anti-Camel Colouring Book. So this is a chaos construction puzzle, which means we have to divide the grid into 9 regions. So a region could look like that. That's 9 cells connected together, and they would have to have the digits of 1 to 9. So there will be 1 to 9 once in every row, every column, and every region that we have to create. Now, there's an anti-camel step rule. Amongst my chess pieces, somehow I do not have a camel. That's no good. So 𝗔𝗵𝚀𝗀𝗶𝗀 will not be doing the job today. I'm going to have to remember that digits separate. Apparently a camel move is a real thing in fairy chess, which is also a real thing. I thought it was a construct for the first time I did such a puzzle, but a camel is like a knight's move, but it's a bit longer. I think we've sometimes called them monkey steps before, maybe even some other name, but anyway, that is a camel step, and that is another one. So it's 3 on one direction and 1 perpendicularly, and digits separated by a camel move cannot contain the same digit in this puzzle, so that is going to be hard to keep track of. Now, there's also another rule, which is internal X sums, and this is to do with the circles. A digit in a circle counts the number of cells it sees of its own region in its row and column combined, including itself. So I'm just going to literally make up a region here. That's 9 cells. This circle would see 8 of those cells, so that would have an 8 in. This one would see 4 of those cells, so that would have a 4 in. I got lucky there, because if given... Oh no, hang on. Region borders and elephants block vision. So elephants aren't necessarily region borders, but they block the vision along one of those paths. So if you had one like this, is that 9 cells? Probably. This circle would have a 4 in it because the elephant would block the vision. And if given a 2-digit number, like here, in a rectangle, gives the sum of all the seen digits. Now, I've got lucky because that would be a 4 because it sees 4 digits, and that could be constituted by 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how it works. It doesn't look easy to me. Give it a try on that first link under the video. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. Okay, so the elephants are no use. They're just going to be sort of weird disambiguators later on. I think it's the circles. Let's look up here where we've got the proliferation of circles. 7. There's probably going to be relations between circles that are next to each other with numbers. Well, no, not just with numbers, with the number that goes in the circle as well. It doesn't matter about the clue so much. You can't have the same number in a circle. So if those circles were in the same region, they would pick up the same number of cells vertically, and they would have to have different number of cells horizontally to be different numbers. Are they in the same region? 7 as a number, as a clue, it cannot be the number 7 because you can't, and by the same token, you can never put 1 into one of these circles because it would imply the region was entirely bounded there and you'd only have a 1-cell region. So this digit is 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. It's not 7 because that would also be the only digit that you could see. Oh, it's not 6. Yeah, hang on. The number in the circle is telling us how many cells you can see that add up to 7. Oh, right. And we know it's not 1 because you can't put 1 in a circle. It can't be 3 because if you had 3 cells adding up to 7, they couldn't include 3. If you had a 4 or more, you would have 4 cells. They can't add up to 7. This is a 2. It's very obvious. If you saw this puzzle and you wrote in a 2 in that circle in 10 seconds, fine. I don't think that's that genius. I don't think I was very clever, but hey, you probably are clever. That is a 2, and therefore, right, this region, or this cell sees 2 cells in its region. Either those 2, and then the region goes this way, or, well, this way. But then that would have to be a 5, and that would mean that 11 for that circle was being counted in 5 cells, and that's impossible. 4 cells is the maximum to count 11. So this region goes this way. Let's make it yellow. And then because that's a 2, it turns. I am going to need the region border drawer, the pen tool. So that was a barrier. That's what we determined. Now, this is clearly in a different region because that only sees 2. So we get this barrier drawn as well. Since it's in a different region from yellow now, we can draw a barrier there. And then we can color and extend 1 cell downwards. Now, this now cannot be a 2 by Sudoku. It can't be a 1 by the rule about circles at least. It can't be a 4. We worked out it couldn't be 5 or above because 5 cells can't add up to 11. It can't be a 4 because the 4 cells that add up to 11 would include that digit. But the only way you can get 4 cells to add up to 11 is 1, 2, 3, 5, which don't include 4. So this digit is a 3. 2 digits in the grid. And this means this sees 3 cells. So those ones are purple, and we can draw a region border at the bottom there. Now, where else can we go for fun? I could draw a new color here. That can't be the same as purple because of the region border that I had to draw. It can't be the same as yellow because if yellow reached that cell, it would enclose too small a purple area. I've got to have 9 cell regions. Now, I guess the next thing is for me to work out, don't forget the camel step. Yes, don't forget the camel step. This 10 cell, that's beautiful. This 10 cell cannot contain a 2 by camel step. It cannot contain a 3 by Sudoku. It cannot contain a 1 because of the 10 and because of the rules about not putting 1s in circles. It's got to be a 4. I mean, my original guess might be right, but this 4 is seeing a 1, 2, and a 3 in its region. And that means it's not either yellow or purple, which have got their 2 and 3 placed and can't be seen by that 4. So we'll whack a new color in here. That's not different enough, red. Okay, so I'm going to make this one red. No, I'm not. I was going to say this red sees 4 cells and it can only go 1 in each of those directions, but that would be 4. What? Oh, these 2 add up to 8. Oh, that's a 5 to make this the number 7. These 2 add up to 8. They're a 1-7 pair. They can't use 2 or 3. Oh, that's suddenly blindingly obvious. Right. This has got to see a 3 vertically because it can't see it horizontally. It's got to see a 2 that's not there. How do you move on? Oh gosh, this is... See, I think I've already been a bit slow about some of the things I've done, but now I'm just utterly stuck. I've got to think about these circles, but I wish they had numbers as clues. Okay. What is in this circle? The trouble is, it's allowed to see all of those cells. So it's got an absolute maximum of 7. It's not 7, because that would put yellow and red in the same region. In fact, that's quite an interesting point. It can see maximum those 4 cells vertically and either red or yellow. So this is a maximum of 5 in this circle. It can't be 4 or 3 by Sudoku. It can't be 1 by the rule about not putting 1 in a circle. So that is a 5 or a 2, and it's therefore not yellow. Now, is it red? If that's seeing 4 and this is red, if this was a red 2, I kind of feel it would go that way as red. Anyway, this is not yellow, so I can extend yellow to here. Now I can extend purple out, because it has to keep going. And now yellow has to go round the corner. That's not uninteresting. Now that informs this cell, which is not yellow. And now sees a maximum of 4 cells, so that's a 2. Wow. Now, is it a 2 connecting to there, or is it a 2 connecting to red? If it's a 2 connecting to there, then this would be a shape getting out like that, not red. Oh, by the way, where's red? Oh, I was going to say, where's red going to get its 2? Obviously, it could be here. This is quite interesting. If this was red, that 2 would mean that was the end of red here. It would have to get... This is never going to be red because of this being a 2. It's either a different colour from red going up there, or red that is red, in which case that is not red. Wow. I mean, that's probably blindingly obvious to someone. It really isn't to me. That is not red. And this has to get out through there and there. Oh, goodness. So, I mean, this cell was really important. I have no idea what its number is, but it was really important to think about it. That's what I think makes this sort of puzzle so hard, is you just don't know what you're meant to think about next, and it could be the camel step at any point. Yeah, look, 3 is looking at that cell. So this violet has to continue. That's not bad. 4 is also looking at that cell, and 5. So this has to get out to there at least. This digit is 6 or 7 in its circle. Oh, marvellous, marvellous GDC. And now we've got 6 in this region. It's going to need to pick up a 2 somewhere. I bet it's that one now. Not sure, actually, because I was betting in my head that that was red earlier. I just don't know. Oh, weird puzzle. Right. This red must extend down here because it can only get a maximum of 1 digit there and 1 digit there for the 4 reds that it sees. So that's red. Now, that's going to force yellow to come here, and that's going to force purple to go there, and that's going to force green to go down. I should do some of these barriers, shouldn't I, just for completeness. I know that's not yellow, that 2, so I can do that. Look, I can do that as well. Okay. Now, yellow's hitting the elephant. I don't think that really matters to me at the moment. In fact, I'm not sure this elephant is ever going... Maybe it mattered already when we were determining that digit. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It may be just a decorative elephant. I don't think I've missed any rules about elephants, have I? I don't think so. Anyway. Right, this is a 1 or a 3 because it's one of the digits that this 4 adding up to 10 Cs. It's not a 3 by camel move. That one, oh, it's impossible now. Oh, I've messed up. Something's gone wrong, because that can't be a 1, because it sees both of those digits, including on the camel move. Oh, Mark. Oh, it can be a 2. It can't be a 3, and it can't be a 1. This is a 2. And now that's not red, that's violet. Ah, there we go. There we go, I'm alive. If you wrote in a comment about that, I put the wrong digit in there, I'd fixed it very quickly. Now, that's got to be red, because this red is seeing 4 cells and it can't look past the elephant. This is not a 1 because it sees both of those, including on the camel move. That's a 3. There is a 1 either here or here in red. I'm not going to corner mark that, and I don't know how to determine it. It would be more useful for me if it was here, because that would look at that cell. Yellow is extended, and you know what that means. Purple extends, green extends. Now, this 21, the digits in this column are 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. 21 is green. We can know that that's not a 9. If you could see all 9 cells in a region, the number would be 45. We can know it's not an 8 because the minimum for total for 8 is 36. Now, it's not a... I don't know. If it was a 6, the digits it would see in green are 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which would have to go like that. Oh, if it was a... If this was green, that's what I'm thinking about now. If this was green, the minimum sum of these digits is 8, 6, 5, 4. That's 23. That blows that out of the water. This is not green. This is a different colour. Let's go light blue this time. And I can draw a border here, and now I know that this is seeing at least 4 cells and it's only getting 3 in the column. That's green, and now purple turns, and now yellow turns, and now red. Well, it may turn, but the important thing is it needs a 1 to complete the 10, and we know where that goes. Oh, wow. Now, I have to remember not to draw a border through the elephant. The elephant's doing the job of just limiting this 10 and 4. So that probably, actually, I think most of these elephants are going to be, they wouldn't be there if they could be region borders in a way. They might, I don't know. I suspect this cell will be red is all I'm saying, which is... And now, how big is yellow? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 1 more yellow cell. If that was the yellow cell, it would be a 2 in the circle, which is wrong for any number of reasons. So that's yellow and completes the votes from the yellow jury. Now, come back to the 21. If that's 4, 5, 6, that's only 15. It would... Oh, and green is in this 15 colour, this 15 circle as well. That's interesting. I don't know what it means at all. The digit in this circle can't be more than 5 because the number in it is 15. It can't be actually 5, so it's 2, 3 or 4. We can't put 1 in a circle, remember. It can't be a 2 because that would suggest that green would stop there. So that is a 3 or a 4. And now this is adding at least 4, 5, 6 there and a 3 there. If it didn't use a 4 in this column, it would be at least 5, 6, 8, which adds to 19 plus a 3 there. That busts. It's like pontoon or blackjack. It busts the 21. So 4 is included in those cells, definitely. And therefore it's already appeared in green, and this is a 3. I think that's right. It doesn't feel like the safest deduction I made, but I think it's right. Now, that's 3. These can't add up to more than 18. This can't be a 6. Oh, it could be. Don't know. This one is adding to 15, and it's seeing that cell and one other green cell. Oh, this is strange. I mean, this is definitely where the action is at the moment. Right. Three plus 6 there would need another 6 to be seen, so that can't be 6. 3 plus 5 there would mean it would see a green 7 in one of those cells and then stop seeing green. And a green 4 there would mean an 8 in one of those cells. So this is 5 or 4. If that was 4, that's 4 and 3, that's 7. Those two would add up to 14. There are 2 ways of doing that. That's quite likely. If this was a 5, they would already add up to 8. We would need 3 more cells to add up to 13. And that can't be done. Oh, yes, it can. 4 and 8 there, and then a 1 somewhere. Ow, rats. Oh. Oh, hang on. If that was a 5, then this cell is the other green cell that the 3 can see. So it would have to be an 8 or a 7. In fact, it would have to be a 7. They would add to 15, and these would have to add to 6. That's not possible. That's not a 5. That's a 4. Now I can cut off green going that way. Now I can use the 3 in the circle to say this is green and this one's not. This is obviously blue escaping. Now I can draw the border around even as far as there, because I know that green must escape out into there. And now this 15 clue is telling me this is an 8, and this 21 clue is telling me these add up to 14, and now they don't have an 8 in, so they are 5, 9. Whoa, this is amazing. That is a 6-8 pair in the column. We know which way round they go. Now, the camel step. What is that doing that I haven't thought about for a while? Or, well, let's not worry about the camel step. Let's worry about filling some regions. Okay, can this be purple? We worked out it couldn't be yellow earlier because it would be a 2. What number would be in it if it was purple? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would be the 8th cell in the region. It might have a 9th here, here, or here. And this number would be either 4, which it can't be, or 3, which it can't be. That is not purple. Purple continues there and there. 3, 6, 9. Yes. Yes. I mean, I hope this is right. The deductions are almost too fluent, a bit glib. I'm going to draw those in because I can see how green and blue extend. In fact, I could have... Yeah, no, that's right. Now, green is now 8 cells big. It's got 1 more to go. The digits it's got to place are 1, 2, 6, and 7. And the 2 is going to have to be somewhere here. This region is 7 big already. I mean, we're making good progress on the regions, I think, here. How many different regions have I identified? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. That's not terrible. We've got a new one coming out here. That's not green or blue because it would make them too big. So I'm going to make that orange. And let's see how this goes. Oh, I don't know. What is the number? What is the number there? It's not allowed to be a 1. So what is it? It could be, it can't be 2, 3, or 4. So it's at least a 5. 6 is the max because it can only look this way. So all those are orange. Now, how many cells are we enclosing down here? We're not quite enclosing anything because that is an exit. Just imagine extending green to there and blue to there. we'd have all of these cells. That would be 9. I have a feeling there is a new region and it doesn't get out there, but obviously orange could dip down, so no, I can't make that conclusion. But it's interesting to think about. Anyway, now what am I going to think about next? Something random. Let's try and populate purple. We've got 317 in it. Where's 2 going? Remember the the camel step rule. 2 can't be there. So 2's in one of those cells in purple. 5 is in one of those 3. That almost stops this being a 5, but it doesn't. Eight is also in one of those 3. 2, 5, 8. 4, 6, and 9. That's not really preventing any of them. Okay, that wasn't all that successful. Let's have a look at purple, violet up here. Think about the law of leftovers. 2 and 5 can't appear in the top row. So 5 has got, I've only got 2 more cells of violet to create. 5 has to be, I guess, somewhere in those cells. Violet 5. That's not that helpful. And I'm running out of circles. The circles are the things that give me real information. Oh, bother. Yellow? Digits in yellow? 3, maybe? Those can't be 3. Those can't be 3. I can't see a camel move that stops any other 3s. Oh, I'm going to have to do something cleverer with the camels. Yellow 2 has been done. Purple 2 is in one of those cells. Green, well, that's using up all the 2s for columns 1, 2, 3, 4. So green 2 we know is in column 5 or 6. Light blue 2 is somewhere in that area. I don't know, it's annoying because digits can repeat a king's move apart or even a knight's move. The camel move is at one further remove. It's not all that helpful. This digit is 6, 7, or 9 just by Sudoku. Have I forgotten any of the numbers? I've done all the number clues actually entirely. 5, 9 are both looking at that cell by including the camel move. That's important. So that's a 6. This is orange. Now there's no escape route for these regions. So there's this digit, I was going to say this is in a new region. Oh, this digit is 7, 8, or 9 because it already sees 6 cells and it can't be a 6. I wanted to say that this is not in one of the colours I've used already because blue can't reach it and green can't reach it, but orange could. But anyway, my general point is good, that somewhere down here there is a new region. And it's going to occupy 9 cells. This one is going to take 2 more than we've coloured. This one, 1 more. So 3 of the cells in this area, are going to be green and light blue. 9 of them are going to be the colour that is not orange that we're going to have to put in, and that is going to occupy all 12 cells. So orange is going to have to move north, and it's going to have to move north in column 9 so that this is not a 6. And this is now a 7, because that's the only other cell it can see because of the elephant providing the blockage. But now orange can continue up there, it's just that digit can't see them. And now these digits, these cells, I mean, are not green or blue, and that one as well, and even not necessarily that one, but they're a new colour. Let's make them grey, because we're not going to run into an elephant down here. Right, might have to get myself some water in a minute, that's sad. Now, does that 7, or that 6 does something? It looks up at that circle. That's a 7. This is violet. I am going to get myself some water, sorry. Right, here we go. Should be all right now. This violet only has one more cell outside the top row, and it's got to be a 5, and it's in one of those cells. I mean, it's a bit silly to highlight, but it interests me. Anyway, 7 and 6 now see this cell. That has become a 1 by Sudoku extraordinarily, a naked single virtually. Well, it is. Now, we've got to get a 2 into this region. And it's 2, 6 and 7 between these cells. What do we know about that's grey as well, isn't it? Green and blue can't reach that. So how many greys does this see, I wonder? And what colour is this? This cannot be green, because green can't reach it. Can it be blue? Yes. If it's blue, it's a 2, because blue either goes that way or that way. If it's grey, who knows? This is also grey. This is also grey. They can't be reached by blue and green. So we're gradually making the grey region. Now, don't forget the bloomin'... Oh, 6 is looking at those cells. Just Sudoku. Never mind about the camel move. That's a 2. Is it? It can't be 6. Now we need to fit a 6 into green. It's there. It's easy. Sorry, that gave you a chance to shout something at the screen. There you go. That's what I'm doing for you today. Giving you chances to shout. Green is finished. Lovely jubbly. Now, the light blue 6 is in the bottom row. But it's not there or there, because yellow's 6 is in column 2 or 3 and purple's 6. Purple's 6 is in one of those 2 cells. Does the camel move? Yes, the camel move sees that cell. So we're placing 6. Now we're placing 2. Now we're getting rid of 6 from there. In purple, we've got 3, 1, 7, 6, 2, 5 or 8. This is 4 or 9. I don't know which. Maybe the camel does. But where does 4 go? Not there. So one of those 2 is a 4. Haven't placed any 9s in the grid at all, for what it's worth. Now, my point was down here. I was trying to place 6. Oh, 6 in yellow. Ah, I was claiming that 6 in yellow was in one of those cells. Yes, I'm right. It can't be there. So now it's in one of those 2 cells, 6 in yellow. I can't see that the camel move decides that. So 6 in light blue. Oh, we've got 6 in light blue, so I shouldn't be worrying too much about where it goes. It's there already. Okay, so where are we now in this puzzle? This, I wanted, oh look, by Sudoku now, this is 3, 4, 5 or 9. Well, it's not 9, it can't see 9 grey cells. It's not 3 because it already sees 4. If that is grey, this is a 5. Then this would have to be 4. Very specifically 4. Couldn't be 3 because it would already see 4. Couldn't be 9. So if that's a 5, that's a 4. So one of these is definitely a 4. If that's a 4, that's not grey. Then it has to be blue, light blue, and it would have to be a 2, and that's not possible. So that is grey. They are 5 and 4. We are rocking, we are rolling, we are rumbling on. 3 and 9 still to place there. That is 7 cells. This blue needs 2 more. And 6 in the bottom row must now be in grey in one of these cells. Whatever is not in the bottom row in light blue is in grey down here. That's interesting. This cannot be light blue. Oh no, bother. I was going to say because it would have to be grey there and it would be a camel move, but it's not true because it could be in one of those cells. 5 in row thing. That 5 sees those definitely in the same region, and that by camel move. So one of those two is a 5, and that cell isn't. If I could say that that wasn't 8, it would have to be... That's not true. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so we've got something done in grey. Ah, no, I can draw borders because of this 5 and 4. I can draw a border there. And there for the 4. Wow, now I know where the extra 2 light blue cells go for definite because of the border that I've just drawn. Right, those are grey. Now I can draw, just for completeness, the rest of the borders. And now that digit and that digit go in these two. So we've got a 3, 6, 9 triple in grey. This is 1, 2, 7, 8. 7, remember the move can't be there or there. 1 by the move, camel move can't be there. 2 can't be there. Might as well note that because I'll probably forget it. These two have become 5, 9, not 8. 8 can be placed there. 4 can be placed there. That one can't be the same as that one, so I could start colouring 5s and 9s at some point. Not going to do it yet. That is 1, 7 or 9. This one is not allowed to be 1 by the move, so that's 7 or 9. This is a 1. That digit is now not allowed to be there, so it must be there. So that's not 6, that's a 3, 9 pair, that is 6. That's quite neat. And that digit is the same as that one. It's not allowed to be there. It's either a 9 there or a 3 there. The camel move is horrible. It's so difficult. 2, 5, 7, 9. Let's populate yellow. 4 is in one of those two. 6 we've already pencil marked. 1 can't be there or there. So by the camel move it can't be here. That is a 4, 1 pair, and I can put 6 in here, and then I can fill in 8 and 3 using regular Sudoku, thank the Lord. That is 5 or 9. This is 3, 5 or 9. So is that. So that one is 3 or... No, 3 on the camel move makes that a definite 9. It's so hard to spot, but it's so useful when you do. So I won't turn my nose up at it at all. Look at this progress. 2, 4, 7 here. And the camel is looking there. Oh, bother. Still a chocolate teapot triple as far as I can tell. Now those, I oh, 8 by the camel's move is looking there. I hadn't seen that before. Maybe it wasn't available before. Now, the orange digits that are not... Where's 5? Oh, no. These 3 are the digits that are not in this row in orange. So, 2, 8, and... Somewhere in these cells we have orange 2, orange 8, which cannot be in row 5, and that digit. So orange 8 is sort of somewhere there. This is not how to solve the puzzle. Okay, this digit, 1, 3, 6, 2 in the column, 8, 7 in the row, can't be 5 by the move, so that is 4 or 9. Red, I've made no progress on red, despite the fact that it was right in at the beginning. Oh, 5 can't be there anymore, so that's not purple. I can draw a line there. Could that be red? It can't be orange. Orange can't reach that far. If it was red, red would have to bump out at some point to admit a 5. And that shape I've just drawn is 10 cells big. So that's not red, and it's not violet, and it's not orange. This is the new colour. I must have one colour left in my palette that I haven't used. Dark blue. There we go. And that digit actually is 8 or 9 by Sudoku. Strange. Right, now I need to focus on some digits. Let's look at sixes. I've got the bottom 6 rows populated with sixes. So the top 3 sixes are in this area, entirely confined. And the colours involved are going to be purple, red and blue. Really very unsurprisingly. The purple one is obvious, the violet one is obviously going to be up at the top. Red and blue though, who knows? 2 sixes here. So how about 5 as a digit? We've got 4 of them. We've got 1 to go in column 1. I don't know, maybe the whole thing that this exercise would do if I kept going is tell you that there were lots of unknown digits in this northeast region where there are no more circles. That's so depressing. Oh, 9 in orange. Is that interesting? It can't be there or there by camel move, and it can't be there. Maybe it's not. Oh, I bet I'm missing a camel move to disambiguate some of these. Ah, there it is. 9 is looking at that cell. There it is. 5, 9. Now 9 is looking at that cell. It's so hard to do this. I still don't think that 7 attacks those. And these aren't touched by 4s or 1s. Look at that. I'm still left with these pairs. Anyway. 5, 6, 8, 9 along here. These 2 can't be 9s. 9, camel move, no. 1, 2, 5, 7 along here. The ones that can't be 7 are there and there by camel move. This one also can't be 5. So it's a definite 1 or 2, but it has to be one of those 3 digits from the law of leftovers in row 6. So that is now a 2. And they're not. And what else does that do? That stops this being a 2, and it places 2 in grey, but it doesn't quite. 5 and 8 are the other orange digits sticking out of row 6. That one can't be 5, so orange doesn't go to here. I want to say this has to be dark blue. It probably doesn't really matter. I think I might be able to say it, but I can. Because the only way red could get there is by efficient moves from there. And however you did that, it's going to shut in blue. So if this can't be orange, because we can't get a 5 into orange if it is, and it can't be red, it is definitely dark blue. Three in the final column. I mean, that's quite interesting. It's now in one of those 2 cells. I'm not going to pencil mark that across regions, but it's interesting. 8 in orange. Where is 8 in orange? The trouble is it could be sitting on top of a 5 here, either there or there. So one of those could be the orange 8. No, 8 in those cells is ruling out 8 from there. So that could be the orange 8, I think, or else it has to be there. There's nowhere else for it to go. The orange 8 is in one of those cells. I am pencil marking that. It's just weird. I just don't know if it's going to matter. I can see that this is going to be a very difficult region to populate. So the trouble in this puzzle is nowhere near over. One of those 2 digits is a 5 in column 5. Now, if I am missing a camel move, do yell it out, but I probably won't hear you because you're in my future. Right, 2, 4, 7 are all looking at that cell, so it's not a 4. It's also not 5, 2, 8, 6, 7, so it's 1, 3, or 9. Any camel move problems? No. Oh well, I'm going to write in 1, 3, or 9 just for the sake of it. This one sees 5, 2, 8, 6, 7, and 9. So that is 1, 3, or 4. This one, I'm going to do it again. 5, 2, 8, 6, 7, 9. And that one also sees 3. That really doesn't get much done. Oh, one of these two's a 4, so that's not a 4. Maybe it will get something done. It's so weird how this stuff happens, and I can't see it coming. That may have been the thing you were shouting out to me. One of those is a 2, but they don't see that's not relevant. 3, 9, 6, 2, 1. We've got 4, 5, 7, and 8. This is 4 or 8. Nothing else possible there. And that's this can't be 7 on the move. And this one, can't. Oh no, it's, sorry, I miscounted. That one can be 7. It's this one that can't. That's the trouble with the camel move, is it's actually long enough you can miscount it. That can't be 4. Why did I ever label that as 4 possible? So 4 is done in orange. It's just sitting there blindingly obviously staring at me and I can't see things. You see, you know camel Sudoku's messed with your head when you can't see a 4 looking at that cell. I know it looks very difficult, but try this on your own first before you mock me. That can't be a 5 by camel move from there. I can visualize myself talking for 25 minutes eliminating individual candidates by camel move. I can just see that happening right now. I want something bigger. I want something larger and more helpful. Right, 1 and 4 see both of those cells. So the 4 in this column is either there or there. Okay, I'm going to pencil mark this lot. 1, 3, 4, 6, 8. Take 6 out of there, 4 out of those 2, 3 out of that one, and 1 on the camel move. You see, that reduces to 6 or 8, which is not uninteresting. But it's also not conclusively interesting either. That's where my 𝗖𝗵𝗁𝗂𝗍 lets me down. 1, 3 are both looking at those cells now. Well, how about 4s? We've got not as many of them done as I expected, but then we've got 1 in one of those cells, 1 in one of those. Still got 1 to come in the final column, but that could be in the top of it. Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't seem as helpful as it ought to be. 2's got 6 of them done. But a little X-wing on 2's there and there. That's 8 of them. So I can write in the 2 in row 4. What colour is that 2? It's blue. Fair enough. That's another digit. Now, for this to be 8, blue is going to have to go there. Oh, here's another thing. Only maximum one of these. In fact, one of these is orange now, and is the orange 5. I know that the 5 can't be further up this. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that one of these is the orange 5. So one of those is orange. Now, what colour's this? If this was red, is that just possible? Something like that? That's 9 cells. But you couldn't put a 6 in them. I think that's the only way that could be read. And you wouldn't get a 6 into it. Yeah, I'm having that. So this is not red. We know it's not orange because 7 and 1 are gone, so that is blue. Wow, I mean, this is eking out deductions one at a time. Now, where is that 8? It's there or there. The orange 8 is a pain in my elephant's end. Oh, there's going to be some wonderful big overarching question that I can't think of, like, where does blue get its 6? And we'll be absolutely skipping to the high hills if we answer it. One, 2, 3, 4. For that to be a 4, it would have to be blue. I feel that's difficult. I'll tell you why I think that's difficult. For this to be a 4, I mean, I don't know if this is really going to be... Oh, it's not a 4 by camel move. There we go. That'll do. That's much easier. And that doesn't really do anything, but it got 4 out of that cell. Now, for this to be a 4, it would have to be blue, and that would be a bit weird. What would red do? Red can circle round here. Oh, okay, maybe it's not that weird. Ah! I was going so well. This can't be 1 or 7 by the moves. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, it's nearly lovely. Look, it sees that 1 and that 7. So now I've suddenly got a 5, 6, 8 triple. So one of these two is a definite 5. That 5, 6, 8 triple eliminates 8 from there. And this is why it's not that lovely, because it didn't suddenly resolve all of 4 of these cells. But 2 sees that. So I get a 2 in grey. And that fixes here, down in light blue in the bottom row. These camel moves, they work so far away from themselves. Now, how am I doing on 2s? I've done them all. My goodness, I've populated the grid with 2s. They're all done. That's weird. Right, come on. We're moving on somehow. If I could just work out how, I would do it. That 1, 7 pair, they're not both seeing anywhere. I mean, they're both seeing that digit, but we've done that. That's not a 7 anymore. 4, 5, how are 7s? Hello, 7. How are you? One of those is a 7. One of those is a 7. One of those is a 7. That's an X-wing. The 7 in column 6 is in one of those 2 cells, and don't tell me there is no camel step to determine what colour is it. I don't even know if it's red or blue. There is a 7 in one of those cells, however, and I do know that. Now, if it was here, that would make that the orange 8. Okay, let's have a look at the ramifications of the orange 8. That would be 1, that would be 7, that would be 1. That would be 6. I mean, that's quite powerful. If that was 8, making that 1, 7, 1. So blue would have 1, 2, 8, 9 in it already. Wow, I mean, it's nearly a fascinating question to suddenly ask, where is blue's 3? A question I've never thought of before. But it's not there by camel move. So I figure, look, yes, where is blue's 3? It's not there because that sees both of those. I think the only place to put blue's 3 in this grid is definitely there. And I mean, it's going to do nothing else, but it's so interesting that you can suddenly achieve that. Now the remaining 3s are in rows 1 and 6, are they? Yeah, they are. I don't think camel's move achieves anything on them, which is maddening. That's not a 3 in the corner. This is 1, 4, 8 or 9. And okay, so if it's blue, I don't know. I mean, you ask this question, you get a 3, and you think, well, that'll do something. It does nothing, man, nothing. Okay, bingo. There's a 5 in one of those cells in row 5 now, and they both see those, so neither of those can be the 5. So the 5 in row 2, which was going to be violet, is there, and I complete one more region. Probably not in the best place I wanted to complete it, because that gives the maximum freedom to red and blue to mess around in the rest of the grid. But still, that's a 5, and now that sees that cell, and that's not a 5, and this is, and that is the orange 5, and that is helping with, it's not the way round. I wanted the orange to fall, because I'm still left with one of those being 8 and orange. Now, this digit, can that possibly be red? Red would have to be, oh no, that's only 8 cells. Still wouldn't have got a 6 in yet. It would have to get that there to leave blue formable. What does that mean? Does it mean anything? I don't think it does. There's probably some camel move that's opened up. 1. Yeah, they're ruling 1 out of those cells. So I mean, yes, this is an X-wing on 1s, so that's no help. Actually, where are the remaining 1s? There, and then somewhere up here. Oh, 5 comes out of that cell. I hadn't noticed that. What have we got? 3, 2, 1 or 7. I would feel this is almost certainly blue, although I have demonstrated that I think it could be red. If that was a 6. 6, 1, 4, 2, 3, 7. This would be 5, 8, 9. The 9 would be there, that would be 8, that would be 5. Is there a problem with that? Yeah, there is a problem with that. Yeah, I mean, okay, this can't be red. I'm going to say that now. The only way that could be red is if this was the red shape. The red 6 would be next to the elephant, the red 8 would be here, and this couldn't be the orange 8 anymore, and there'd be nowhere for orange to finish up. So this is not red, it's blue. And now we've got a 1-7 pair in blue, along with a 2 and a 3 and that, which is either 8 or 9. We've still got to have a 4 in blue. Oh, that's very interesting. Where is 4 in blue? There's your question for today. Look, there are 4s here and here. And there. Oh. No, it's not that interesting. Or is it? I think there are 2 possibilities for 4 in blue. They're both really quite far-reaching. Either that is blue 4, in which case that is orange 8. And we get a lot done if that's the case. Or this is blue 4, and that feels pretty tough, because how does blue link up and still leave room for red to be 9 cells? There may not be any way. Oh, red could be like that. That would be it. If it wasn't like that, I don't think that leaves enough room for red. Oh, it does. Oh, bother. So this could be the blue 4 or that could be the blue 4. One of them is the blue 4. Is something ruled out by the camel step? Please, please, camel step, do some work here. I can't see it. This is mad, this puzzle. I mean, yeah, very nearly an hour in, it felt like that. Goodness gracious. Okay, if this is a 4, that's 1 and 7. And these are 5, 6, 8. The 5 would be there. Oh, I'm so stuck still. Oh, 8, oh, there we go. 8 is in one of those cells in orange, so that digit has become a 5. Now, blue needs a 5, red needs a 5. That's not a 5. If that was 8, that would be 6. I bet there's a really simple camel move somewhere. Or maybe I just need to pencil mark. That's not impossible. There's only 5 cells here not pencil marked, so let's do that. 9, 2, 3, 5, 4, that one sees vertical and horizontal. 1, 6, 7, 8. It can't be a 1 because of that pair. 6, 7, 8. I'm going to pencil them in. This one sees 6, 3, 5, 2, 9, 4. So I've got 1, 7, 8. Again, 1 there. So this is 7 or 8. Look, that's a 6, 7, 8 triple. I mean, that reduces that to 1 or 3. And if I could just work out which one it wasn't, that would give me another digit. Okay, let's do this one, because that was actually profitable. 1, 7, 8, 9. There's a 1, no, not necessarily in one of those cells, or even an 8. Oh, bother. There is a 7 in one of those two. So 1, 8, no, not 8, because 8's in one of those. So 1 or 9 there. This is worth doing, but you have to be so careful. 3, 2, 7, 5, 6. And a 1 in one of those cells. So 4, 8, and 9 are possible, I think. If one of those is eliminated, I can't see it. And then this digit, 9, 2, 3, 4, horizontally and vertically. 1 there. 5, 6, 7, or 8. That's far too many possibilities. But what have we narrowed down at all? 9 is in one of these two cells. We still need a blue 9 and a red 9. Okay, the red 9 must be in one of those two, mustn't it? Because there's nowhere else. It can't get, red can't get to there. So one of those is the red 9. No, I mean, if it was here. Actually, there's another question. Is 1 really possible here? No. I'll tell you why 1 isn't possible here, and maybe it's something you can see immediately. But orange has had its 1, red has had its 1, blue has had its 1, there's no other colour. So that is not a 1, that is a 9. And that is the red 9. Well, that's interesting. Now blue has to escape through here. This is going to do it, finally, I believe. I don't know, I'm guessing. 3, 4, 7 cells of blue. Still don't know which is the orange 8. Yes, I do, because red has to get out now. That's the orange 8. Now, blue has to keep 1, 7, 2, 3. That's not 7. 5, 6, 8, 9 to go. Well, red has to join up. In fact, red needs a 5. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. 6, 7, 8 needed in red. It's got to get the 7 in one of those two. This must have done it. I must be finished. Let's draw in the black lines that I know now. Oh goodness. Now what have I put that 9 in? Is that, how are we doing on 9s? We haven't got them all. That's the 9 in row 2. Blue needs a 4. Yes, baby. There it is. And that must be blue to join up. And that is 7 cells of blue. And this can't be a 7 that I'm in at the moment. And that must be a 5. And I can draw the line. The last bit of lineage in the grid. And I can do the last bit of colours in the grid. And then I can hopefully fill in the numbers. This is the red 7. I thought that was, yes, that is a camel move from here. 8, 1, 7. Now Sudoku, 1, 7. Camel move from there to the 1. That's a 1 by Sudoku. This is a 4 to complete the column. That's an 8, 6, 3, and that top row's done. That's an 8, 6, 8, 6. Sudoku is going to do the last 4 digits. 1, 4, 1, and 7. Please say it's correct. Oh, wow. Head-wrecking stuff. Only just over an hour in the end. I'm very proud of that. Camel moves so hard. And I don't know, was that finish really hard or was I being slow? I don't know. So hard to tell. Each of the elephants was in a kind of snake bit. None of them were borders. The role they played, it was quite significant. I imagine that one was important early on, even though I don't remember it when I got to it. Anyway, that is the Anti-Camel Colouring Book by GDC, and great fun it was too. Thank you for watching and being with us on Cracking the Cryptic. It's always a pleasure to have your company. Thank you to GDC especially for creating these, that little masterpiece there. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.